Hi, this is Trey Passer, and this is going to be my live reaction and review of the new X-Men Days of Future Past uh, first trailer, okay, which I'm looking forward to. I'm a big fan of X-Men comics as a kid and grew up and even read the story, Days of Future Past, except in the comics, of course, it was Kitty Pryde that went back into time, in time from the desolate future to try to prevent the assassination of Senator Kelly. That's how it was in the comics, Senator Kelly, which would set off the chain of events and stuff, with the Sentinels and everything else. So I'm anxious to see Bryan Singer's take on it. I'm glad he came back to the franchise, and I'm looking forward to this. And an aside, uh, Cyclops is one of my favorite X-Men, and he totally got the shaft in these movies. Okay, and I know they're not talking about him being in this movie, but I think because I think there was a rumor that he was at the airport with Haley Berry, and there's a picture taken. So I think he is in this movie. Probably, even if it's just a small part, he's in this movie. Okay, I would like to have a bigger part, and maybe in the future movies he can have a bigger part. And you got a decent actor, James Marsden, so maybe they can do something with that in later movies. But anyway, enough of my ramble. Let's watch it. Okay, I got it on superherohype.com. Okay, so I'm gonna look at this, and hopefully maybe there's no commercial again for this one. May I luck out? Okay, so let's hit this button and let's see. Let's see. Let's see. The video will begin after the ad is completed, or if you choose to skip. Ugh. Okay, let's do this. Let's lower the volume on this. I was trying to avoid this. You gotta choose a sponsored video, you piece of crap. Hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's. I'm muting this commercial. This dumb commercial. Oh, skip ad. There we go. Oh my God! Thank God. Okay, here we go. Here's the trailer.
What's the last thing you remember? I had a glimpse into the past. You're going to have to do for me what I once did for you. You need me as well. Side by side, you end this war before it ever begins. So, wake up and bring everybody in. Then what? Find me, convince me of all of this. It's going to take the two of us. And where do I find you? A different path. A darker path. Well, I was a very different man. Lead me. Guide me. Be patient with me. Patience is my strongest suit. Want your suffering. I don't want your future. Please. We need you to hope again.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. My thoughts. Basically, they. I think it starts off with Professor Xavier asking Wolverine, what did you see?" And then Professor Xavier is telling him basically Wolverine has to do for him what he did for him, and they show shots of different mutants. I think there's what's the of all the different mutants. Damn, what's the guy's not Gambit, not Forge. Jesus, Bishop. They show Bishop and a couple other different mutants. They show Iceman and Kitty Pryde, you know, Shadow Cat, and they you have Professor Xavier telling Wolverine he has to go back, and Wolverine says, well, you're gonna put me in my younger body, and he says, yeah, you have to convince me. I was a much different man back then. You have to convince me, and then you see Ian McKellen and Magneto said, and you need my help too. You need both of us. And then you see the shot of young Michael Fassbender as Magneto, and you see him inside of him. I guess it's a crowd or something. He rips apart the metal grating, and then you see a shot of Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique. You see a shot of her crying. Okay, you see a shot of Storm in there with the short haircut, and I think there's a shot of them in the future because it's Xavier, Magneto, Storm, and Wolverine. It looks like that's partners in the future, and then they show a quick shot of Peter. What's his name? Peter Dinklage, which is Peter, Dinklage, who's playing the creator of the Sentinels. And there's great shots, and I think there's that shot that you saw in one of the photos leaked of the Beast basically trying to drown young Magneto and screaming in a rage. And actually, Omar Sy, who plays Bishop, I said they just show a quick shot of him. You see Daniel Cudmore, and you see, like I said, you see a lot of different mutants. There's like one shot saying you even see Rogue there for him. She's just standing at a Paquin, and you see a shot of Shawn Asmore and Ellen Page looking at each other. And like I said, then they show Wolverine. I guess when he went back to the past, you see a shot of the White House, and I don't know, it's like a mercy, but maybe somebody's attacking the White House, maybe young Magneto, and you see like they open up the bunker to go down, and then you see a shot of Wolverine, and look like he has all these bullet holes in him, and he's like with a scowl on his face, and then you see young Professor Xavier, probing his mind. I think he even screams, young Xavier, said, "I don't want your future," screaming at him. And the old Professor says, "I need you to hope again." Like he's speaking directly to him. I need you to hope again. And that's probably when he mind melds with Wolverine, and he hears what his future self has to say. So I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully, this looks good. Hopefully, like I said, the next trailer will be more extensive, getting more, and you get a shot of the Sentinels, which I don't think you did in this trailer. Okay, and like I said, Jennifer Lawrence looks like she's torn, because there's a great shot too. I forgot of Magneto, like he's pulling her forward, like she's like she a nice shot of her changing, walking up to the White House, and then she changes into a guy, and then there's a shot of young Magneto, like it's like he's pulling her forward, because you see her like sliding. I don't know if that's the same shot, because they can mix up the shot, but it looks like he's like pulling her forward in with his powers, like pulling him, and she's like sliding forward reluctantly. Okay, so this looks good so far. What we've seen, I'm gonna watch this a couple more times and really get a feel of it, but it looks good so far, and I can't wait for the full trailer to come out, where they get more more exposition, more maybe some Sentinels, more glimpses of the Sentinels, and more more action shots. This was, I think, just like the setup trailer of what it's about, to whet people's appetite, and then you get the full trailer a little bit later. So I'm looking forward to that next year, and like I said, hopefully James Marsden and Cyclops is in this movie. Him and Famke Janssen as Jean Grey. I hope they're in the movie. Okay, I hope they're in the movie. They're just keeping their appearances like a secret, which I wouldn't mind. Okay, and hopefully they are. Like I said, I'm a big Cyclops fan, so hopefully they'll put them in this movie. And exactly. Then hopefully in the next future movies, once this movie straightens out the timelines, which I hope it does, then they can make another X-Men movie with the future X-Men, and that way you can include James Marsden, and he's, like I said, he's a good actor, so you can give him more part. And then you don't necessarily have to have Wolverine in that movie. I know people say, well, you got to have him in the movie. People won't go see it, but I think people will go see it if you can focus on the other X-Men. I think people will go see it, especially comic fans, and other people will go see it. Okay, if you make a compelling villain in the movie and stuff, and you have the right team of mutants in there, people will go see it, even if Wolverine's not in it. I think that's I think exactly. I think they, and like I said, X-Men First Class when Wolverine was in it for like a second. But that movie was good, and it didn't have Wolverine in it, so they can make a movie without Wolverine in it. Okay, okay, and there's nothing against Hugh Jackman or anything, because I think he's fantastic, and he should have won the Oscar for Les Miserables, but that's another thought. Anyway, let me know what you think of this trailer. Feel free to leave comments down below. This is Trey Passer saying so long and take care.